Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another day of the Daily Reset. We spoke yesterday about very practical considerations, and I want us to just take it one step higher than what we did yesterday. I asked you at the beginning of the session yesterday to write down your top 7 goals. Today, I want to ask you to do something different. Write down the 10 most important events or activities or engagements that you are involved in. Usually, this is a 20-minute process by itself where you sit down and write everything that happened. What time did you wake up? When is the first time you looked at your phone? Did you wake up to the alarm or did you negotiate with the alarm? What activities happened throughout the day? Because this is how I train my mind and you train your mind to be fully present. And so for now, let's just narrow down to 10. Write down 10 things that happened. What 10 activities took place today? If you get to 3 and you begin to wonder, that is not surprising. You just keep going and see what comes out. 10 activities that happened today. What 10 activities happened today? Things you are involved in.
Daktari,
Yes.
today is our yesterday.
It's
Is
today.
today?
Your today is so yesterday. That day yesterday is ending today. So yesterday for you. We are 9 hours apart. That's why. Yesterday, during the day, the most important things. Thank you, Faith. Yesterday.
They should be aligned with the goals.
No, just I want you to, so I gave you 10, but the goal is not 10. The goal is to remember as much of the day as possible. So if you get to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you continue writing the things that happened. We are essentially replaying the tapes, but we are focusing on what activities happened. You're just trying to activate your memory in a tangible way of what happened yesterday. Write down the key things that happened yesterday. Okay, I'm going to give you maybe another couple of seconds and then we can move. Key things that happened yesterday. The key things that happened yesterday. I want us to stop there. You can continue. I want us to stop there. I want you to rate the whole day, just the whole day, on these 6 attributes on a scale of 1 to 10. Where 1 is we need to start doing CPR on you, just compressions. 10, we need to call the fire department to turn off, to quench the fire. Okay? So on these six attributes, the first one is order. You are just rating the whole day on a scale of 1 to 10. How much order did you bring to the day? If you're not liking the number you see, it's not your mistake. It is the character. It's not you. You are the actor. You are innocent. It's the character that is letting you down. Number 2 is energy. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much energy did you bring? Did the character bring to the day? Number 3 is clarity. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much clarity did you bring to the day yesterday? Number 4 is desire. Desire is the oomph. I don't even have, there's no other word. I just have to use the sound. It's how much desire did you bring to the day? Number 5 is ownership. Ownership. And that one is usually easy to see. The areas where things didn't go as well as you wanted them to go, is it very easy to identify who was responsible? And it's usually everyone else except me. How much ownership? How much ownership did you bring to the day? And finally, all these attributes, they boil down to capacity. How much capacity did you bring to the day? The capacity to receive what the day has. The capacity to sustain your attention throughout the day. The capacity to steward the resources, the opportunities, the challenges. Because at the end of the day, everything boils down to capacity. If I can expand the container, I automatically will show up with more order, more energy, more desire, more clarity, and more ownership. And then the other things begin to take care of themselves. My foundation begins to be stronger. My perspective begins to be consistent, where my perspective, I am able to step out because I know that I own this. I own this. If you own the bus, you look at it differently than when you are just riding on one seat, and when you are out, you are done. When you own the bus, you notice that it's beginning to be scratched, it's beginning to be dusty. When you don't, you just sit on your seat and you are done, you're gone. Now look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. If you were hiring someone yesterday at the beginning of the day, you had the opportunity to hire somebody to run your day, and there was the person who showed up, and then you have somebody else who might show up with an 8-9-8-9. Might you have hired someone else, or would you hire yourself again? And the question is, today, when you show up today, do we need to hire someone else to come and run this day? Are we about to fire you and hire someone else? Because you can fire you. You can fire the you from yesterday by making the decision to embrace more capacity. Will it cost you? Yes. What will it cost you? It will cost you presence. Where you're no longer present everywhere else, you have to be present here. You cannot bring more ownership to the day if you are everywhere. You can't own the city. You can own a business. You can own a couple of buildings, so that you are responsible. You can oversee this. You can bring more desire. So you have to make the choice. Do you want to still carry those attributes from yesterday that are probably limiting you, or are you willing to put in a resignation letter and hire someone else, and that somebody is here? And I probably had one of my best clinics today since this year began, and yet this is the day when I probably had some of the most challenging patients. It's because of what is happening in this country. There's a lot of movement, doctors moving around, so I'm inheriting patients all the time. When you inherit patients who already have a relationship with somebody else, it is your responsibility to educate them and point them in a different direction. So when I inherit patients who have been taught to rely on medication, and I'm here telling them that this water pill, this heart rate control medication does nothing for you, and as long as you are lying on the couch the whole day, it's a totally different conversation. But I have to own that responsibility that now I am now your doctor. I am responsible for educating you. I'm responsible for pointing you in a different direction, so that I don't have to complain about your previous doctor. How you receive it is none of my business. It is my business to come off with a really good heart, with authenticity, that I want the best for you, and this is what I'm offering you. How you receive it is something different. Are you willing to fire, not all of you, but fire some aspects of you? And if you are really honest, if you are a head of human resource, and you had to have evaluation meetings today and disciplinary meetings, what aspects of your yesterday might require some discipline? Is it time? Is it energy? This is a difficult conversation, but this is a conversation we have to have. And I feel that we can do this today because we had a really practical but lighter session yesterday. Today, order, energy, clarity, desire, ownership, and then overall capacity. What aspects? I would like you to actually write down 3 things. You're writing a letter to the employee from yesterday. 3 things this employee needs attention to pay attention to today. If you are enjoying this process, you need to let me know. But if you're not enjoying it, then we are working on coaching together. Because after this session, I have my own session with myself. What are the specific areas? This is Alcara. This is Alcara made practical. Let's be aware. Let's embrace a perspective that looks at me without attachment, so that I can learn from the patterns that are happening in my life. And change begins from that deeper awareness, practical awareness. And then actions will follow later. Actions become very, very, very easy. Order, energy, clarity, desire, ownership. And all this leads to capacity. The most important number that I would like you to write down today, the most important number is order. How much order do you want to bring to the day today? Just write a number. How much order do you want to bring to the day today, to your day as you start your day? How much order do you want to carry into the day? The amount of order you want to bring determines how much energy you must bring. The level of order you want to bring determines the level of clarity you must bring. The level of order determines the level of desire. The level of order determines the level of ownership. And all these ingredients automatically predict. So based on the number that you selected for your order, how much capacity do you have to show up with? When we show up in the gym, you can show up in the gym saying, I want to lift 500 kilograms. That is the desire, right? You will not be able to do it until you build the capacity, right? So the capacity will result, but the capacity is a fruit. The root is order. When we practice consistent intentional awareness, learn from what we see, and commit to change based on what we see. In other words, just sending those notifications to the employee, then now we are ready for action. Order for you will show up at the level of action. But if order is not anchored on awareness, then you can actually keep repeating the same thing over and over. And that is how Alcara works. And hopefully this helps you today to gain a slightly deeper understanding. I am oriented towards order. If my orientation is towards order, my actions are taken care of. So that change cannot wait to happen at the level of action. The change must begin from awareness, learning, and change. Awareness, learning, and change. And that is not a straight line. It is a circle. It's a cycle. It's like a wheel. Awareness, learning, change. Awareness, learning, change. Awareness, learning, change. So that coming late is not even a question, because change says I am no longer a late comer. Therefore, the action follows. Can you go to the chat box? I just want to get an indication if you see the connection type I see. If not, just type I'm searching. I want to see if you are still searching, so that I can clarify. This is so important. Awareness, learning, change. That will lead to action. When you are ready for action, now we can talk about resilience. Ownership is about resilience. And if you have resilience, then we have something we can reflect on. There's no reflection if you're not taking action. Couch potatoes don't need reflection. They first need to begin taking action. All right, Mercy, Beatrice, Gladys, Esther, Elsie, Florence, Debbie. I want to make sure that everyone is, if you don't see that connection. Okay, so the next thing that I want you to set is just share in the chat box two numbers, order and capacity. Order and capacity. Order is the orientation. Capacity is the result. What are your numbers for each of those areas? It's okay for you to be conservative. It's okay for you to be conservative, but if you feel it, if you feel that you are ready to pursue, to aim for a 10, you aim for it. Will you be perfect? No. It is important. Will you be perfect? No. Will you hit it? You will know in your heart of hearts whether you've hit it, but most importantly is to aim there. I'm waiting for a couple more. Florence, 8 of 10. 8 of, I play 9, 9. I see, yes, Madam Gladys, I see you. I see it there. Elsie, I see it. All right. And now this is going to be the, let me see, 2 more. Debbie, 8, 10. Waiting for a few more. Okay, now this is the last question. I will not get to 10 because for order. So this is the true awareness question. I will not get to 10 over 10 because, now let's get real. I will not get 10 over 10 because I want you to actually search. Even if you gave 10, there is a part of you that is wondering, did I overshoot? I will not get to 10 over 10 because that is where the key lies. That is the deepest level of awareness we are searching for. I will not get to 10 over 10 because, is it because there is a part of me that doubts my own capacity to show up as a 10 over 10 in terms of order? Is it because there's a part of me that knows that I'm spread too thin? Maybe you're in a season where being spread too thin is not even an option. You probably have responsibilities that require you to be spread thin, but it's important for you to be aware about that. Is it because you do not expect that you will push through some difficult segments that may show up during the day? The question is, what is it that will hold you back from showing up at 10 over 10, showing up with 10 over 10 order? I don't want your answers. I just want to know that you are seeing it. And I'm going to just ask a few of you, Frida, are you noticing, like, coming up with some reasons that are probably why 10 was uncomfortable to share, to aim for? I just want enough affirmation. I don't want the specific reasons. Then Isabel, and then AB, then Elsie, and then Ipale. All right, let's start with Frida. Do you see any specific reasons? Can I get the people that
Yeah.
I've called? Just go ahead. Oh yeah, Frida, go ahead.
Yes, I see the reason, Doc. Is it okay to say my order levels was dependent on other parties yesterday? Will it be an excuse?
It's, yeah, that's when it's so The challenge of the day is whether you show up with evidence or excuse. What do you have more of from yesterday, you think? Evidence or excuse? It's just we are being real. It's it's Frida.
Evidence.
Frida,
Yes,
you
yes.
are you are the only one who feels like that in this whole room. Everyone else is fantastic. They only have evidence, no excuses. Do you believe that? It's, you're not. You're not. It will feel like you will feel like you're on the hot seat. Oh, everyone else. You will look at Shiro. She looks very steady and solid. She no excuses. It's results. You look at Mercy. She's showing up with energy, and you see the maze behind her, the plantation. She's. You look at Madam Gladys. She's there with the plant. You know, the corner. It's neat. Everyone else is. No, we all. I will tell you. I was reflecting about today, and yeah, it's other people. It's other people's business. God's business is going to show up. This is for you to catch your business. So I'm glad that you've reflected about this. Let's see how differently today goes. Isabel.
Good morning, Doc.
Good morning, Isabel. Do you see the reasons what that held you back from getting to 10?
Yeah, I think I didn't write, but I think I'm afraid. Am I going to do that? But I still distract myself. Okay, so when I thought in 7, I was thinking in 2 things that 7 is perfect for me to start tomorrow.
Yeah.
10.
All right. So yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So everyone, revise your numbers. I forgot to tell you this. Thank you, Isabel. Everyone, the scale is 1 to 10. You cannot use 7. I forgot to clarify that. You can't use 7. So now rename those numbers. I don't like your faces. You can't use 7. 7 is 7 seats in the border. Psychologically, it feels like that's enough. Right? Yes, it feels like it's enough, right? And then also it feels like it's not too much. It's not a. It is that is no man's land. So if you are at 5 and 6, when you are at 6, you feel it. When you're at 8, you feel it. When you're at 7, you are like, yeah, I'm okay. That's, I don't like your faces. Why is me withdrawing 7? Abby, did the 7 touch on any of your results?
No. I had a 6 in
Okay.
order,
Okay.
and I think I gave myself a 6 because you said, you can be kind, but I think I'm lower. The number is actually lower than 6. Yeah. So I know for sure, order. I haven't created order in my day. That's is a key factor. As much as I have a rough idea of a plan of what I need to do,
Yes.
there's no strict timeline. And so even, for example, assignments expand to feel
The
that
available
vague
time.
time. Yes.
Yes.
As
Yes.
like that law. I live by that law, it seems. That work will expand, all the to-do list will expand because there's no defined time that I've given. It's that I
Yeah.
need to really work on. Yeah.
Thank you for that. That's true. Absolutely. This. I don't know whether you can see any writings on this thing. It's probably very wide. I wrote this thing when I've had lunch. I had an hour. I finished having lunch. Then I stepped into the conference room and sat down. And this is what I wrote. You are stuck because you have not decided. But thankfully, this is what you have done. You have thought, you have hoped, you have wished, you've desired, you've visualized, you've worried, you've ruminated, you have agonized, you've weighed, you've talked, you've written, you've prayed, you've planned, you've expected, you've presumed, you've intended, you've noticed, you've been interested, you've been fascinated, you've admired, you've counted the cost, you've resolutioned, you've prioritized, and 14 other attributes, but you haven't decided. So right now, You have prioritized what might happen during the day and then you ranked it somewhere. And yet your next level is calling you to show up with 10 over 10. Subconsciously, your brain thinks if you do 10 over 10 today, then tomorrow there will be no room to get to something else. So your brain wants you to go 6 over 10 or 7 over 10 so that tomorrow you can have room to go to 8 over 10. So that you feel like if you hit the ceiling today, you will be stuck. You feel like if I show up all the way, where will the improvement be? You have no opportunity to improve. There is no opportunity to improve. There is also only opportunity to be present now. The whole day means nothing until it becomes now. Bring order to now at 10 over 10. Just choose to bring 10 over 10. And that is when you face that discomfort. Bring order at 10 over 10. I was playing a movie yesterday and I made it my intention to not pause or rewind or slow down the movie, just play the movie. But I also had a couple of things I needed to do, right? And then I just tried to track how much of that movie I moved. Every single time I moved out of that room, I missed the segment of the movie. Every time I paid my attention somewhere, I missed that part of the movie. And then at the end of the movie, I just played through to see what segments I missed. The segments you miss in your day, you cannot replay them back. The 4 over 10 you leave out when you go for 6, or the 3 over 10 you leave when you go for 7, you cannot bring it back. Today, make it your commitment to no longer think about it or intend or agonize or pray about it or expect it or wish for it. Today, bring 10. Just an experiment. Today, just bring 10. Just today, bring 10. Let's see how much of the movie today, so that tomorrow when I ask you for the activities of what happened, you are so present that you need 30 minutes to write down everything that happened. That's my challenge to you today. There is no tomorrow. There is no later. There is only now. Later will not be yours until it becomes now. Next week will not be yours until it becomes now. Everything only becomes accessible to you when it becomes now. But thankfully, you are always present now. You're always present here and now. Make now, today count. I want to see if anyone has any burning question or any burning reflection before we go into my daily reset. Any
I have a
question?
question.
Any burning? Yes, go ahead, Shiro.
Yes, so I hear you and I hear what you're saying. I'm just wondering why I have a lot of resistance around that exercise.
This exercise, every one of you is seated in front of your own mirror. Everyone, you are seated in the mirror. You're looking into the mirror. You're not even looking at your face. You're looking at your eyes, directly straight into your eyes. That is what brings up the resistance. So did I know that this will bring resistance? Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. So let me give you probably the core. After this session, I want you to do this, okay? Write down the initials, your initials, and your age and gender, okay? That is the person, and I want you to write advice to give that person advice. So JM, 40 plus, male, right? And this is right, and I will write advice for that person. Take yourself out of the picture. Remove your emotion from the picture. Give advice. I want you to be the consultant for this character. GM Gladys Muhunyo, please advise GM, just to give advice to GM. You know her, but you're not attached. You know what she'd be involved throughout the day. Abby, do you know her, right? Shiro, you know her. Frida, you know her. To give her advice. Isabel, you know her. Elsie, you know her. Write down her initials. What is her age? Write her age right there. Okay, she's a female. I was going to ask you to write her net worth, but let's not go that far for now. Let's just write. I want you to give her advice. What would you advise her if she wanted to show up as her best self today? What would you tell her to do? Take yourself out of the picture. After you've written the advice, now it's time for us to see whether we can hire you to implement the advice or we need to put an advert to find somebody who can actually implement that advice. I want you to type the word C if you're going to be a consultant, and because this is now you committing that you're going to be the consultant for this lady. We don't have any gentlemen in the room today. I want you to type the word C, the letter C rather, the letter C. You are going to be the consultant. You'll be a consultant today and you will write the advice. And then for all of you who are part of Return 90, I would like you to, in the course of the day, please share your reflection specifically about this aspect. We were going to go to that part, but that's how you step out. That's how you take perspective so that you leave the character in the story, you step back as the actor and give advice. And let this advice be really specific so that the character can act on it. We will go to the daily reset. Going to go straight with the declaration of intentionality. I want you to center yourself. Center yourself. Break out of the energy that we have been. If you need to stretch, stretch. I want you to center yourself. Break out of the energy we've been in. I will proceed because of time, then you can finish up the rest on your own. I used to be and to feel powerless. Sometimes I allow external forces and limiting beliefs to hold me back. But today I'm willing to decide that enough is enough. I am willing from this moment to seize back my power. I'm willing to direct my intentions. I am willing to do whatever it takes to master my focus. I am willing to command my actions. I am willing to shed outdated beliefs, mindsets, and perceptions. I am determined to shape my reality with purpose. I am eager to unlock my true potential. I am willing to move to my next level. That's your daily reset. Remember to leave your reflection before you log out. And those of you in Return 90, the course of the day, still share your reflection in the WhatsApp group. My name is Dr. Job Mogire from the House of Mastery. From where I come from, they call me Chobu. I wish you a beautiful day. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.